Australia, where the new year brings no relief from the catastrophe caused by bushfires.
Almost looking like a nuclear bomb as it incinerated the forest, a tiny dose of water turning into a steam.
Have you ever seen conditions as bad as this before?
Enemies foreign and domestic! Go! Watch out!
With pride, showing who you are on the inside. Wave that pride flag up high, be true to you. Show your pride, wave those flags, everybody. Here we go. Red light, orange, healing, yellow is sunlight, green, nature, blue, harmony, purple is spirit. Baby blue, pink, white represent transgender people, and black and brown represent the queer and trans people of color.
That's so cool. Miles and I are a trans family. I identify as a trans woman, and Miles identifies as a trans man. Can I have those shoes? In some sense, it upsets me that I can't physically carry a child, but my husband can. I think Miles is handsome in this state, and he's glowing, and
it's a very masculine.
Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. He is on the front lines here in the U.S. response to the coronavirus outbreak. Dr. Fauci, good morning. It's good to have your time, sir.
Good morning.
Later, we see Rittenhouse run towards police vehicles. He waves and puts his hands up. Police do not apprehend Rittenhouse immediately.
It still boggles the mind to look at it. It may look just like a scene from a disaster movie, but this is real. This video captured today when the ocean caught fire in the Gulf of Mexico just west of the Yucatan Peninsula. Those dramatic images of the ocean aflame quickly going viral on social media. Some people calling it an eye of fire, while others said it looked like the portal to hell.
Outside an air bridge in a bid to get on board planes. Now, videos have surfaced on social media which shows people falling off airborne planes in a desperate move to leave the country. Earlier, at least 5 people were killed at the Afghanistan airport as thousands of people.
Texas, where the impact is being felt this morning from the nation's most restrictive abortion bill. The law went into effect on Wednesday, banning all abortions after a heartbeat can be detected in the fetus, which is as early as 6 weeks into a pregnancy, and that's before many women even know they're pregnant. And the ripple effects are now being felt beyond just Texas. NBC News reporter.
Actually, what happened in Texas is that they turned the clock back.
For all of us, abortion is healthcare. Abortion is essential.
This is not the first threat to Roe we've seen in a state across the country. It's an extreme threat.
Hands off our bodies. My body is my own. Hands off our bodies.
Our Creator endowed us with the right to life, and yet millions of children lose their right to life every year because of abortion. In Texas, we work to save those.
And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine. Get together with friends and family, work, learn, play, shop, create, as well as entirely new categories that don't really fit how we think about computers or phones today. Now, since we're doing this remotely today, I figured let's make this special. So we've put together something that I think is really going to give you a feeling for what this future could be like.
Well, transgender means you come out as a little girl or a little boy, and then they started, hey, I don't feel like I'm a girl at all. So they come out as a girl and then are raised as a boy, or come out as a boy and raised as a girl. And non-binary means that you don't believe that you're really a girl, but you don't believe you're a boy.
We do everything together.
Yeah.
I mean, everything.
Watch a movie together, cook together.
Twerk.
She's the first person I see when I wake up and the first person I see when I lay down.
I couldn't imagine my life without my mom being in it. It would ruin me. I wouldn't know what to do.
We share the things that we do. I showed her my first sex tape about 2 years ago.
I showed her my first sex tape maybe a year ago. I was like, hey, I want to spice things up. I bought this outfit, you know. What kind of...
A man for walking in the neighborhood.
You either walk away or I'm gonna carry your out of here. What do you want to do?
He demands to know where the young man lives.
Where? Where's your house?
And after repeated threats, gets physical.
You better walk away. You walk away. You talking to my wife.
I wasn't being my authentic self. So in 2015, I broke the internet with a national article entitled, "I'm Black, I'm a Minister, and I'm Gay." 4 million. Thank you.
How much you invest into yourself, what kind of social media following you have. Because it's not really, to be honest, it's not really about what you're selling. It's about Instagram too, how many people follow you on Instagram, how many people, how many exposures, how many followers you have, how many people are actually fans of you and want to go subscribe to you. So I don't like,
No, I understand that. I understand that in regards to making money today. If I'm a 22-year-old woman and I want to make money today, it's common math since the beginning of time. Take your clothes off, people will give you money. But the problem is that in regards to the long run of life, that's not a sustainable model.
I have a question.
For the record, in terms of a pain scale, if you can compare it to something.
Probably more like a bee sting.
The latest office innovation is a microchip implanted in the skin.
This is the first American company to ever try this.
So what are they tracking, and would you say yes if your boss asked you to do the same?
So if my employer wanted to microchip me as if I was their puppy, I would have a huge problem with it, and I would probably quit.
You could argue that the government is tracking you everywhere you go, but they are already with your phones.
Yeah, it just seems a bit permanent. If you already have an Apple Watch you're wearing around, at least you can take that off at some point. Not something I would do.
I think it's a great idea, and I think it would make it all a lot easier. I just think that you have to back it up with maybe some doctors saying it's good for your health, and then I think I would do it.
Asian Americans are facing discrimination not felt since the Japanese-American internment camps during World War II. High unemployment and boycotts of businesses have ravaged their communities. As Weijia Zhang reports, there is also a disturbing trend of racist attacks.
Oh my God.
These are the kinds of attacks Asian Americans have faced this year.
Every disease has ever came from China, homie. Everything comes from China.
Just one of the scenarios Yuri looks at. Another one imagines that all policy promises are kept. The most optimistic assumes that all promises have been kept and net zero targets are met.
Where our best estimate ends up around 2 degrees at the end of the century, there is still a 1 in 20 chance that we end up with 3 degrees instead. One wouldn't be entering a plane if there is a 1 in 20 chance that the plane will crash.
It felt like we was in a concert in hell.
I mean, this year was just, something was different. It was just, the energy was crazy. I mean, I can't even begin to put it into words for you guys, but
I could go into like my personal opinion on like what happened. Like it felt demonic and satanic as and like I'm wearing a cross right now, but like I'm not even religious, like 0% like whatsoever. It just felt so weird.
This time at Astroworld, it was totally different. It was just like a concert from hell.
The vivid looks of terror on so many faces.
It like really spooked me tonight. Like that was like some demonic shit.
But when I was like waiting for Travis and watching Travis, it just felt like really like eerie, like doomful, like just odd. And it's weird because while I was there, me and my boyfriend literally used the words demonic, satanic, eerie, like while we were there without knowing what the was happening.
And there is the flaming phoenix over the red portal to what looks like hell. And that's not my opinion. This is what the fans are saying, that it felt like they were in hell. And just look at it, flames everywhere, dark imagery, and dark, eerie sounds. People who aren't even Christian were saying that this seemed satanic.